What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. We got another fishing cheater scandal video for you guys. This one happened a few years back in Minnesota. Apparently this guy had a long history of cheating and breaking the law, and he finally got caught. You're gonna want to stay tuned. It is officially winter. It is getting cold. Ice fishing season is just around the corner. A little north of here, people are already starting to ice fish. I still have probably at least 4 or 5 weeks before I'll be able to ice fish. But this cheater cheated at an ice fishing tournament. He cheated at the Park Rapids American Legion Community Fishing Derby. Apparently, it is like the Super Bowl of February ice fishing tournaments in Hubbard County, Minnesota. Do me a favor, guys, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, smash that like button. I make fresh new content every single week. But alright, guys, let's dive into this. So this cheater's name was Alfred Mead, but he went by Tom, and he was actually 72 years old when he got caught. But apparently he had been arrested several times before on other fishing related charges, and he had been suspected of cheating for a long time, for actual decades. And even the tournament that he got caught in, he was suspected of cheating many previous years at the same event. Prior to this event, his previous charges that he admitted to was fishing over the limit in Todd County, Minnesota, and then 2 months after that he was arrested for fishing with 2 hooks or a treble hook not attached to an artificial lure. So it sounds like he was probably snagging, is what that sounds like. That was a weird way to word it, but it sounds like he was charged with snagging. Both those cases he just pled a fine. Apparently he was arrested for some other things that weren't necessarily related to fishing. It looked like he had a gambling problem as well. 72 years old, and this man is still out there cheating. I guess if you get away with something for a long time, you're going to continue to do it. But yeah, so he enters the Park Rapids American Legion Community Fishing Derby like he does every year. The grand prize of this tournament was a $10,000 ice castle fish house. So basically a giant freaking ice cabin. Like, if you've seen the shanties, this is like an actual cabin version of that they bring onto the ice on giant skis. And yeah, you know, it's probably the most comfortable way to freaking ice fish, because you can have a heater, you can have a freaking TV, a couch, everything inside one of those things, and you can just stay there. But the Hubbard County Sheriff's Department was tipped off that old Tom Mead was probably going to be cheating again, so they all had their eyes on him. This was the time that they were going to catch him. He was suspected of bringing northern pike from a different body of water to this event and then weighing them in to collect the grand prize. Tom actually made it easy for the sheriff's department, because they confronted him with their suspicions and he just caved and said, yeah, he did it. He said he was cheating. I'm asked why. He said, what can I say? I got caught. God told me not to do it, but I did it anyway. So he was apprehended right in front of all the other people fishing the tournament. Everyone was apparently like relieved that he'd finally been caught, because everyone had suspected him of cheating for a long time. He cheated for the dang ice cabin. He just had to have that thing. It probably was pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to have a freaking I would love to have a $10,000 ice cabin. Around here, we really don't get enough ice. There's probably like a couple lakes I could take it to, and it would only be there for like a month. If I lived up in Minnesota or even north of there, I would definitely probably have some kind of crazy cabin instead of just my little ice shanty. Because he admitted to it, he was easily charged, and he was sentenced to 7 days in jail. He also lost all of his hunting and fishing privileges in Hubbard County and all the adjacent counties. So technically he could fish in other counties. That's crazy that it wasn't a statewide ban. He has been banned from the Legion Club for 4 years. So after 4 years, he could technically fish that tournament again. He can't take part in any other fishing contest tournaments as well. And he had to apologize to the Legion Club and the Minnesota fishing community. But yeah, guys, it sounds like he got off pretty easy. Sounds like he'd been cheating for a long time, and they finally caught him. They probably were taking it easy on him because he was like, you know, he's 72 years old. But seems like he'd been getting away with it for a while, and they finally caught him. I wonder why they finally caught him. It's like they finally took it serious. Bringing pike from another area that he probably snagged or something, who knows. What's crazy about ice fishing tournaments is I wonder, like, obviously the fish are going to be dead. You're not going to keep them in a live well. You're just going to throw them on the ice. So, I mean, you could technically catch fish, like, way in advance and freeze them, because they're going to be frozen as long as it's as long as it's below freezing. And, you know, you just throw them on the ice. That's what I do. I just throw fish on the ice. I've actually had perch that were frozen all freaking day, and then when I got home to clean them and they warmed up, they came back to life. I've never freaking fished an ice fishing tournament. That sounds kind of fun. I kind of want to do that. I'm not gonna lie. Comment below, guys. Let me know what you think about the freaking ice fishing cheater over an ice cabin. I mean, $10,000 ice cabin. That sounds. I mean, that should be a felony. He did 7 days in jail. Can you imagine like telling other guys in jail like what you're in there for, and it's just like, I cheated in an ice fishing tournament. Unreal, guys. So many cheaters out there. You guys keep commenting saying you want more. I keep finding more because there's so many. There's so many cheaters. A lot of them, they don't go into great detail about it. They just, it's just like a little article about them being arrested, and you got to dig a lot further. This is actually one of those cases where I had to dig a lot further. I wonder if this guy's alive today. He was 72. He might be. I doubt he's fishing. He probably thought he had it all figured out. He probably thought he was smarter than everybody. He's like, man, this is easy. This is easy win. I'm just going to get these pike, take them somewhere else, catch them like a week in advance, freeze them, bring them, and then at the end of the tournament, I'm just going to show up with these pike, and I'm going to win that freaking ice cabin. I think too, like when they get a false sense of security, like if they get away with something, especially if they get away with something more than once, which is what it sounds like in this case, they just start thinking that they're like unstoppable and that they're just smarter than everyone and that they're never going to be caught. And that's when they start really making bigger risks and taking bigger gambles, and then they eventually get caught. And it's funny because, like I always say, if you cheat, you're gonna get caught. And these guys, once they get confronted, they almost always cave. It's almost like it's a relief. It seemed like, especially for old Tom here, it seemed like it was a relief almost how quickly he confessed when he was confronted with really no evidence, just suspicion. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.